The girls are fighting. The girls are fighting, guys. Already. We will be reviewing Married at First Sight, season 14, episode, I want to say 5, I think. But y'all, the girls are fighting already. We seeing cracks in people relationships. The episode, if I could rate it, I'd give it a B because it was entertaining, but it's just like none of these people is gonna make it. Well, I'm gonna get right into it. So I'm gonna start off with Chris and Alyssa. Okay, might as well start hot. So Alyssa is wondering why her, basically. Why did the experts choose to play her out of all the people they could have played? Why her, Lord? She thought she was going to marry Ashton Kutcher, and it just didn't happen for her. So I was proud of Alyssa, though. The beginning of this episode, when they went on that paddle boarding thing, and she was actually being nice to Chris. That's all we, the viewers, want to see. We want to see Alyssa treat him like he's not like a toad or a I don't know, animal, and treat him with some respect. Treat him like a person. He's a person. Okay, you're not attracted to him, but that doesn't mean you can't stand next to him. So we still in the beginning of the episode, right? So this is what I'm thinking as I'm watching her be nice to him. So I really saw her in a different light. They talk, and Chris apologizes for basically nothing. But I guess what he was apologizing for was making Alyssa feel as though she wasn't trying. Okay. He didn't have to apologize for that. He should have took a page out of Jasmina's book, because Jasmina ain't apologizing if she feel like she ain't did nothing, and Chris ain't do nothing to that girl. So Alyssa said she went to a psychic and she told her baby that her man's supposed to be fine. So she don't know what's going on with Chris. She said obviously the experts have messed up, okay? And she just don't know what's going on. She already said the psychic told her. Now, as she mentioned the psychic, Chris laughed, and I really don't think she liked that too much, but it is what it is. It's funny. He asked her what this man would look like. She said pretty eyes. Chris got pretty eyes, honey. I mean, his eyes is probably the best thing on his face. And she also said a tattoo of a bird, I think. Child, bye. Anyway, later on, we see Chris. He's excited to do this activity with scuba diving with Alyssa. So it seems as though they're only engaging when they do an activity, which is unfortunate for him. But that's the only time I see him really getting to even try to get to know her a little bit. So they sit down and he's like, I'm excited to do this activity with you. And she's like, well, you can do it. I'll stand on the shore and not do it. Mind you, they went boarding together. Now with the scuba diving thing, she don't want to do it. So she doesn't go, and he's like, okay, well, I'm gonna have a good time. And she's like, yeah, go ahead. She should have did it because it looks so much fun. Like, I'm glad he still went ahead and did it. I was like, go ahead, Chris, go ahead and scuba dive, leave her on the side, because she knows she wanted to do it too. That junk looked fun as heck, and I can't swim and none of that, but the fish, it just looks so pretty under there. Like, she really missed out. And then we see her in the cut eating dinner or lunch, whatever she was eating. And she was like, I want to go home. Okay. I don't want to swim with him. I don't want him next to me. They're like, but you went paddleboarding with him. She's like, that's different. Okay. That's different. I don't want to be here with him. And she kept saying she told her to basically stick it out. I don't know who she was. If you guys know who she is, please comment. I don't know who Alyssa was talking about. I don't know if she was talking about a producer, her mom, who. But she kept saying, she told me to stick it out. And then Chris comes to walk over all happy and joyful, like, because he just had a, real fun experience. And she's like, tell him to come over here. All she do is cry, fake. Like I liked Alyssa a little bit, okay, in the beginning. But all of this jazz about, oh, you don't want to swim with him, but you did paddleboarding with him. What is the difference? You was showing more cakes on the paddleboard. You was in a bathing suit either way it go. So what difference did it make if you seen you underwater or on top of water? What difference did it make? You was next to him kind of on the paddleboard. I think she might be, I don't want to diagnose nobody with any type of mental disorders, but I'll say it starts with a B and ends with a Oler, okay? Because she's acting real like on ups and downs with her, ups and downs. Like, I thought she was gonna try and be a good sport. What is this crying for? What is this sitting out? You not want to do something with him? I just don't know what. And she's just trying not to come off like a bitch on the TV, but it's not working, sis. Try harder. Moving on, let's talk about Steve and Noy. I ain't got much on them, child. We're gonna get to the good stuff. So, according to Noy, okay, they ain't have no sex yet. Okay. Okay. If she say so, they sure was kissing each other in the mouth like they did. So Noy says that she doesn't like to camp. And I don't know why that took the breath out of Steve, but Steve was blown away, babe. He said, "You don't like to camp?" She was like, "No, I don't like being out there." He's like, "Why?" She's like, "Well, there's no showers and I like to like wash my ass. Okay, I like to keep my ass clean and there's just no showers out there." He's like, "But they make them with the showers, like it's campgrounds with showers." She's like, we can camp, we just can't do it outdoors." Babe, that's not camping then. That's living in a house. What do you mean? What are we doing? Making tents, teepees in the house like we used to do as kids? We're not doing that. You go outside and you get in the woods, okay, with your husband. You like him so much. You love him, right? Okay, well, get to camping, hon. So that brings me to my next point. Well, hold on, Steve. He is taken aback. So that brings me to my next point. So Noy and Steve, they bond over poop, right? So I guess Steve had to take a dump, and Noy was like, "Oh my god, like you had this poop phase, and I just knew you had to poop. I just knew you had to poop." I'm just like, wow. These are the people that get married at first sight. So he's like, "Yeah, I'm not shy to doodle around you no more." And she's like, "Yeah, I don't know when I'm gonna take my poop." Is this a conversation? Like, what is this? So then the producers are talking to her and they're like, "Oh, how do you feel about Steve? Woo 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 thus far." And she's like, I just love him. I love him. I'm like, this girl is slow as hell. You don't know that man. You've been around him 3 days. He ain't got no job. You better figure that out first. She says and mind you, she's talking to the producers now. We hear the producer say, "Okay, cut. That's all we need." She walks over to Steve and says, "I was just talking to the producer and I just told her that I'm in love with you. Like I couldn't hold it back. I was just like, you know what? You know what? I'm gonna tell you." And I'm just like mind blown. Like, why would you go over there and tell that man you in love with him for what? What was that supposed to do? And of course, Steve is like, "Okay." Steve didn't know what the hell to say. Steve said, "Okay." That's all he could give her. I guess she thought it was going to be a romance movie and he was going to be like, "Noy, I love you too, Noy. Be my wife." And they're already married. I didn't know what the hell was going on. But the way she went over there so giddy and like he was supposed to just, what is it, reciprocate what she was saying about her being in love, it was weird to me. I think Noy really thinks love is like some type of fairy tale, some type of thing that's gonna whisk her away, and Steve's not giving her that, as he shouldn't. He's like, "I only knew you 3 days. Like, come on now. Wait a minute. Steve, you gave her just enough." Abby, you said good job, Chris. Yeah, he did do a good job. I mean, I'm glad he's keeping up. I'm glad he's being a good sport. He's really just trying to get to know Alyssa. Like he's not being pushy, none of that. So I like Chris. I mean, I feel bad that they set him up with Alyssa, but he'll find somebody. Like women like to see men be vulnerable and just be nice guys, you know. So hopefully he'll find someone. But yeah, back to Noy and Steve. So when they was in the pool later this episode, I found her very annoying to be in that damn pool. She was like pecking him. He was trying to be romantic and like sexy. You know what I'm saying? Like a vibe. He already said Noy looked hot in the bathing suit. She looked hot. I don't like that word, but that's what he said. She looked hot. So he goes in for a slow, you know, romantic kiss and whatnot. And she's like, "Mwah, mwah, mwah, mwah." I'm like, what the hell is going on here? Very childish. She's like, on a scale of 1 to 100, how much do you like me? Girl, what? Why I can't be 1 to 10 like every other human in the world be saying? 1 to 100? I don't think she's not comfortable around the cameras yet. I don't know what, but it wasn't giving sexy. In that moment, I needed her to be just like, you know what I'm saying? Give it to him. Give him the sexy, hun. Don't do these hard ass pecks and how much do you like me? Do you like me? Check one. Yes, no, maybe. Like, girl, can you give him sex bomb? I need that from you. Yeah, it was really annoying to watch her do that. I think he's gonna be annoyed. He was already annoyed that she don't camp, and I think he's gonna continue to be annoyed with Noy. Okay. Moving on, let's talk about Jasmina and Mike. Okay, they were interesting. This whole episode was interesting. So they had a combo about why he overthinks. And Mike says that he's been through a lot in life. He's had a lot of loss, and it causes him to kind of think maybe the worst might happen. So I'm glad he broke that down to her because I'm tired of her bringing up what the sister said. Like she done brought that up what 3 4 times since they said it, and they only said it 3 days ago. Okay, they on honeymoon. She's like, well, your sister said you're negative. Okay, his sister's not around him all the time. Like, you really gonna let that be the thing you hear in your mind? So I'm glad he did let her know that. And he said it in a very mature way. The way he talks to Jasmina on camera makes me think he is very mature. And like, I thought he was my favorite guy. Like, I wrote that down right there at that scene. I said, Mike might be my favorite guy on the show. Okay. Because he just seems so mature. He seems very in tune with his thoughts and emotions. This is what I thought. But then, but then, Jasmina said Michael told her that he cut her off, okay? When they was on the group chat, group whatever it was, and they was on the boat, and everybody was asking who consummated, he feels like Jasmina cut him off. Y'all, I do not feel like she cut him off. Tell me what y'all think in the comments. I do not feel like she cut him off. I just don't. I see both point of views, but the way Jasmina said that he responded to her got me kind of worried and got me kind of thinking maybe he's not my favorite guy right now. So she said that he told her that she needed to apologize. And she did. She said, I apologize if I made you feel this way because she feels as though she didn't cut him off. And I agree with her, right? So she apologizes, but it's not the way he wants. So he says, you need to apologize the way I want you to. And she says that he was rude and loud. Dang, Mike. And I had just said you might be my favorite guy. We can't do that. I don't deal with no type of aggression towards women. So get it together, child. Especially after no like petty argument like that. Like all of that wasn't even necessary. Y'all are on your honeymoon. Do you care that much? Like, what do you get embarrassed if you feel like you're embarrassed in front of people? That's kind of a red flag. I'm not even gonna cap. Like, okay, what if she did cut you off? I don't think she did it to be like malicious or like, oh look, Mike can't handle me. Like, what did you think? I think he'd be too much in his thoughts, like for real. So at dinner later on, Jasmina told Mike that she wasn't going to apologize, basically. She said she didn't do anything and she felt like she didn't do anything wrong. Y'all, why was Jasmina making all them faces? Was a light in her eye or something? She was too pretty to be making all them faces. Now I didn't know what was going on. I was like, yo, y'all eating fish? Is something on the table stank? Like, what is going on with the faces, hon? She really smelled. She looked like she smelled something stank. I don't know if it was just Mike's conversation that was making her frown up, but too pretty. So, um, Mike he bit the bullet and he was like, "We're not gonna agree on this, so let's let it go, okay?" And um, just move on. And he's like, moving forward, I will accept your apology the way you say it. As you should, Mike. I feel like Mike probably blew that whole thing out of proportion because she apologized at the end of the day. Yes, it might not have been exactly how you wanted it, but she didn't even feel like she cut you off. So for her to apologize, I think you should have took heed of that. Like, she didn't cut him off. The way it went was they asked, who had sex or whatever. And Mike says, well, we've only been married, what, a couple days? And then Jasmina said, well, how I see it, she didn't really continue what he was thinking, but she just gave her own opinion. That's really not cutting him off. So I didn't know why he was mad. I didn't agree on that. And I hope he really wasn't talking to her reckless the way I have it in my mind that he was talking to her. Speaking of that, where the hell was the producers and cameramen when all of this was going down? What y'all be doing? Okay, y'all done missed the Wan and Lindsay fight. Y'all missed this big fight, which probably would have been TV gold. Where y'all be at? Y'all on vacation too, ain't it? Child, don't let it happen again. Because we needed to see that fight. What was that? Anyway, like I said, Mike, he accepts the apology and he just wants to move forward. And I'm glad Jasmina wasn't budging, babe. And I don't blame her. I don't blame her on that one. I don't always think she right, but she had that one. She was right about that one. So moving on. Let's talk about Wan and Katina. Okay. So hey Monique, you said production is missing all the magical moments. They are. Where the hell they be at? I'm like, come on now. Y'all showing us these boring moments with the family, talking to them. People getting their feet rubbed. I don't care about that. This is TV Go. We need to see this. The show was already too long. So make it make sense. Okay. So Olajuwon said that every time Katina looks at him, she smiles. And da 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 do do do. He just be talking out the side of his neck. I'm not about to repeat the fairy tales that he be saying. But she wakes up and Katina says that he sweats a lot. Can you imagine laying next to him and he in a puddle? Oh, so gross. So nasty and so rude. And then she was like, he needs the shots up under his arm. So my mind went to, well, is he musty, girl? Like, what's real tea? Because there's a difference from sweating and then being musty with the sweat. Okay. You need to speak on it. Okay, go in the other room if you need to really say what it is, because we want to know. Shots up under his arms. That made me think of must. Now I don't know. So she said, I don't want to lay next to you and you in a sweat. Child, boy, it's too late now. Y'all married. The little things, right? So so Katina goes to the gym with Olajuwon. Child, they get in the gym. And he gets to telling her to do this, lift this. It was army style. And she looked so cute in her little two piece. I'm like, why is he going so hard on her? And they did this one exercise where she had to hold the weights, and he was like, if you drop this, marriage over. I would have dropped that thing, got up, and went away. Like, what do you mean? What are you trying to do right now? Are you a drill sergeant? What is all this? You see I'm skinny and you see I'm scrawny. Don't try to do too much, Olajuwon. He was like, you need to stop giving up. Okay. He was so intense. I'm like, is he a drill sergeant? What is this? I didn't like it at all. Then later on, we find out that he was testing Katina, and he wanted to make sure that she would speak her mind. What type of games is you playing? You gonna test me in the gym? Baby, I would have failed every time because I already hate it, hun. Uh-uh. Cool, mama. You said this was a woo child tonight. Yes, yes, mama. Yes, it was. It was too much. It was good, but child, it was a lot going on. So he says, yeah, he had to test her. What kind of games? See, that's that juvenile mindset that he got. Later on, Elijah want. Oh, before I move on to the boat, y'all. I mean, before I move on to the dinner, I got to talk about the boat a little bit. So, on the boat, Olajuwon was showing his hotel, talking about some. They was playing "Never Have You Ever" or whatever, and he was like, well, if your spouse wanted to have a threesome, would you do it? And everybody is looking like, what? We've been married 3 days. Child, our marriages is fresh. You asking us about threesomes? He's like, well, hell yeah, I would. Shit. Hell yeah. If you offer me another girl, yeah, I'm going to do it. Olajuwon, calm down, honey. This is not the place or the time. Then he was like, I've had sex with a mom and a daughter. What? Keep that porno fantasy to yourself, sir. We don't want to hear it. Everybody was clutching their pearls. Everybody was like, dang, Katina, girl, you know what you got sitting next to you? Katina was like, oh, that's the old him. Girl, I know you was embarrassed. Ain't no way she wasn't embarrassed on that boat. I would have been so embarrassed. I probably would have jumped off and figured out how to swim, hun. That was too much. that was that was way, 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 way too much. So, speaking of the boat, when they was on the boat, Mark and Lindsay, they asked, well, Olajuwon with his mouth asked who all smashed, and Lindsay gets to laughing hysterically. What is wrong with her? When she gets some pipe, she don't know how to act, huh? She gets the oh my god, girl, it's just a little pipe. Calm down. She was hype. She was cheesing like a Chester cat. Girl, if you don't calm down. Cool, mama. You said, girl, that was cray cray. Too much. Too much when Olajuwon was talking like that. Okay, so let me finish with Olajuwon. So, yeah, he told her that. So later on, he asked Katina, "Were you not embarrassed? Okay, were you not embarrassed on the pool on the boat when I told you that I want another lady up in my marriage?" She was like, "No, no, I'm not embarrassed because that's just you. That's just you speaking your truth." No, I know you was embarrassed, Katina. It was all over your face, huh? He shouldn't have did that. And I don't know if he was just saying stuff for shock factor, but it was embarrassing. I was embarrassed at home sitting next to my dog. So he tells her that he deleted his Instagram. Like, what the hell is that supposed to mean? Like, you can't get it back, child. Anyway, he's like, yeah, I'm all in. All this yippee yabba jabba jabba he be talking. I don't believe nothing he say, y'all. And as this season go on, we gonna see. Because I just think he be talking out his neck. I cannot take Olajuwon serious. I don't know if it's the F boy haircut, but he's giving me flashbacks. Okay, early 20s. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. Then later on, they got this romantic date plans, and he had KD on the bed, spelt out with roses. Why not put OK? That's cuter. Olajuwon, Katina, OK, with the roses. That would have been so cute. What is this? Come on, your last name, D now. She know her last name. Okay. You missed the bullet right there. So she's like overwhelmed with emotion because he put some rose petals on the bed, and she's like, I'm falling in love. What is going on with these women this episode? Everybody in love. The men ain't said jack, honey. The men is pulling back if you pay attention to the men. Baby, we gonna get into Mark. But the men are pulling back. All the women are like, oh, we're in love. What do y'all think this is? A fairy tale? Far from it. This is marriage at first sight. And baby, the experts play all day. So he put that on the bed and she started getting emotional. She's like, I never felt so romanticized. Girl, is that easy? What am I saying? I'm part of this generation. It's hard out here. Like, that was a big romantic gesture. So Olajuwon gets the reading riddles saying, I'm with you, girl. Whatever it is, I'm with you. Whatever, it's me and you. Boy, shut up with the cap. I can't take him, y'all. I cannot. Abby, you said all these couples are hilarious. Very much so. Very much. I mean, none of them gonna make it. None of them. So on the boat, like I said, they was asking about sex. Lindsay, she just so happy. She got some peen. Nobody else had sex now, according to them. Noi, so the men and the women separate. Noi is talking to the ladies about how she gushed over Steve, went ahead and ran her mouth and told that man she falling for him. Girl, you got to keep secrets, okay? What are you doing? You don't let no man know that 3 days in. Noi, oh my God. I see why she's single. So Steve is saying the same thing to the guys, like, look, it was a tough day today. Noi went ahead and told me that she fallen for me. And the guys are like, well, how did you deal with that? And he was like, well, I just said, okay, as you should. Don't give her no more, no less. It's too early in the process. Lindsay is over there with the ladies asking Alyssa how's things going with Chris. Baby, you better leave Alyssa alone. She is not for you and she is not for this process. Alyssa's ready to go home, babe. Alyssa's like, move on to something else. Alyssa said, move on to something else. I'm not talking about it. Lindsay was like, well, okay. Well, we're great. I love Mark. I told him I love him. Meanwhile, Mark's like, look, she's a lot. You know what I'm saying? She's a lot. And I just don't know if I can take it. Yes, cool mama. She is bipolar. I just said that. What, a little bit earlier? Yes, she is bipolar. And you know who else is? Alyssa. Alyssa is too. They're right there together. Same therapist. Go to them. So yeah, she's saying, oh, she gushing over Mark. Mark on the other side, like, y'all, she a lot. Olajuwon, like, you think you could take it, bro? He's like, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. We gonna see. So, I guess Lindsay started to talk about the Olajuwon and Katina situation. And Katina had to buck up, child. She had to buck up. She says, well, you brought that situation on yourself. And of course, Lindsay had to crutch her imaginary pearls and say, well, it's your side of the story, there's mine, and there's the truth. Child, I'm ready for Katina to let that go because her husband didn't let it go. And she should just start figuring out who Lindsay is. Lindsay seems like she wants to play the victim. So let her go. Your husband already told you to ignore her, so ignore her. Like, I didn't like how Katina, what are you gonna do? Fight this lady? Like, what's the point of all of the theatrics, Katina? I didn't get it. I understand you don't like that she's trying to play the victim, but that's what she gonna do. It's Lindsay. Like, I'm learning her. Y'all there with her. Y'all should know her by now. Cool, mama. She said, I can fall all the way back. I was done. Girl, yeah. She said, I'm going to fall all the way back. If you want to fall back, then you're going to fall all the way back. I said, oh, calm down, Lizzie. And when she got us talking about that toilet being clogged and him farting in the bed, baby, she was really done. But I'm gonna get into it. Monique, you said, I thought Mark was going to be over the top with Lindsay. I'm glad he's not. Yeah, I'm Mark. Like, they matched her with the right dude. Like, he just seems level headed. You gotta be to be even in Lindsay's presence. She's a lot for me because Mark the Shark already, like, I don't know about her. You know what I'm saying? And this is right after they had sex. Such a tragedy. Lindsay talks about I'm sorry, Katina, she slapped on Lizzie. She said that Lindsay does sneaky stuff like I'm not touching you. I'm not touching you. Like how kids be having their fingers in your face. I'm not touching you. So I agree, but just let it go, Katina. You're doing too much, girl. You're doing too much. I already talked about how Olaguwan proclaimed that he was a thought. He lived that true thought life before marriage, and somehow it has disappeared and left his body and aura. Like we supposed to believe that. He smashed the mama, smashed the daughter, and he's down for a threesome. I was like, what is the hell is wrong with him? Everybody was just looked so disturbed. 3 days into this marriage, and he like, hey, yeah, I have a threesome. Why would I turn that down? Why would I turn that down? Go sit down, Goofy. You get on my nerves, for real. Let's move on to Lindsay and Mark. Dun dun dun. So we found out this episode that they smashed, okay? Lindsay was all here for it. She acted like she was a virgin, touched for the very first time. Babe, calm down. So Mike, wait. Hold on. Oh, hold on, y'all. My bad. Hold on. Okay, sorry. So, Mark and Lindsay talk about their exes, right? And Lindsay said that, she dated a lot of losers, and Mark says that he dated a lot of women who have been through something like right before they got with him, and he was kind of like that savior. Lindsay called him a people pleaser. Why? I don't know, but that's what she got from it. I didn't hear the whole conversation, so I just said, okay. I thought it was kind of mean and out of place for her to say that. Cool, mama, you said Mark is a good dude. That don't want no static, none. Definitely not with Lindsay, child. She's giving hurricane like Michaela. She's giving a lot. uh, she's giving a lot. So, Mark tells Lindsay, oh, at dinner. Yeah. So, Mark tells Lindsay that she's a lot, basically. He says that he feels like he can't breathe and he wants to go slow in the process. Mark had to bring out a riddle and say, slow and steady wins the race. Come on, Mark the Shark. He says everything around them is chaotic and he wants to focus on falling in love with her and not the chaos of it all. I understood exactly what he was talking about. I mean, she's getting into it with Katina. She's getting into it with Olajuwon. She's just rubbing people the wrong way all up and through. So it's hard to focus on their romance. I mean, she got some pipe and she just think everything is la la land, but it's not. Like, sis, you really rubbing people the wrong way. So she's like, if you want to go slow, stop clogging the bathroom and stop farting in bed. Boy, Mark's eyes got big as hell. Did y'all see his eyes? He was like, hold on. I said, am I still watching Married at First Sight? Or is this a Psycho episode? Baby, is this a movie? Lifetime? What is it giving? She was like, you need to move. Take your own advice. All right, take your own advice. I said, oh, come on, Lindsay. Let the crazy come out, child. So she's like, are we done? Are we done yet? Are we done? Mark's like, well, yeah, I just wanted to bring this to your attention. She's like, well, thanks for the romantic dinner. I said, oh. Mark says, they get back up to the room. And Mark says, do you want to talk about it? She's like, no, I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to talk to you. But thanks for the nice dinner. So we're giving passive aggressiveness. That's what we're giving right now. Passive aggressive. Got it. Okay, Lindsay, your crazy tail self. Monique, you said laugh out loud. I haven't seen that part yet. I can't wait. Girl, yeah. She goes Looney Tunes on him. Made his eyes almost pop up out of his head. He was He was shocked and dazed. So they yeah, she showed her true crazy colors. How that night ended was Mark just decided, you know what, I'm gonna take a breather because you're doing a lot, sis. I don't wanna be here. I'm scared. Mark don't want no smoke, like Cool Mama said. Mark do not want them problems. None. Period. She crazy, y'all. She's loony. And we're gonna see more of that. We're gonna see she's the one. She's the one this season. This episode was good. It was very entertaining. Very entertaining. We starting to see the cracks in everybody's. I mean, it's not one couple that I don't see a snap, crackle, and pop with. Not one. Noy and Steve. Steve, I really don't feel like is gonna like Noy like that. I think she's a little too something for him. I don't know. Um Mike and Jasmina just not gonna mix. It's just not gonna mix. She's not gonna she feels a way about him, and I don't know if it's based off his looks, but she already has like an idea of who Mike is, and Mike is too much in his head. Um Lindsay's crazy. Mark's gonna run for the hills. The shark is gonna run for the hills instead of the ocean. Who else we got? Katina's gonna find out that Olajuwan is just all talk. He's still a playboy. And who else? I think that's it. I think I talked about all of them. Yeah. So that brings me to the end of my review. If you have not subscribed yet, please hit that subscribe button and make sure your notifications are on. I will be going live after each episode of this crazy, long, drawn out show of Married at First Sight for y'all. Because I know y'all want to kiki and chat, hon. Cool Mama, you said the crack started on day one, period. When they was walking up to the aisle. Oh, child, that's who I forgot. Alyssa and Chris. Y'all know it's over for them. I think the next episode, she might tell everybody, look, I'm going home. Contract or not. Y'all sue me. Take me to Judge Judy, oh. I think that's what she's going to tell them. And then it's just going to be done. So, yeah, y'all. I don't know what this season gave. It's giving 0 out of 5. The experts, y'all play all day. I say that all the time. So, make sure you like the video if you enjoyed the content. Even if you didn't, just give me a like. I appreciate it. And go ahead and comment what you thought of tonight's episode. Share. I appreciate it. Until my next review, I will see you then. Ta-ta.